Hello and welcome everyone to the Senior Living 411 series. This is my first show for 2021, so I hope that everyone had a wonderful holiday season and that we're all staying safe and we are all jumping into 2021. Today's show is going to be short. I'm going to give you a rundown of what to expect from the Senior Living 411 series, the 2021 Season 2 lineup. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Desiree King, and I'm a senior home safety advisor here in Ontario. I'm going to share my story as I always do. And the first question that I'm always asked when I deliver a seminar or a talk or a workshop is, what do you know about aging? You look so young, or why do you care? And my response is, quite honestly, it's my passion. Now, I'm not going to try and date myself too much, but when I was 14, I volunteered to work as a candy striper. And for those of you who remember what a candy striper is, we actually wore red and white striped uniforms and worked in the hospitals. And in my case, I worked on the geriatric floor. I then went on to work as a dietary aide in the geriatric ward of several hospitals throughout my high school years. And since then, I've worked on or in several senior-related businesses. Most recently, I worked as a realtor for the past 6 years who specialized in working with the 55 plus demographic. And I've taken a slew of courses in aging in place, downsizing, retirement living options, and dementia care. I've also worked as a client care coordinator with one of the leading home care healthcare companies in North America. And I will admit that during my time as a realtor, I've always felt a pull towards the educating and serving side of the business more so than the real estate side. So at the beginning of 2020, which I can't believe was already a year ago, I knew that something in my life was going to change. I knew that my calling was greater than my career. And little did we know that a pandemic would hit, coronavirus. And over the past year, coronavirus has killed roughly over 10,000 Canadians. 81% of these deaths are linked to long-term care homes. And healthcare officials have cited the need for rigorous visitor and resident care protocols and precautions in these facilities, but the solution is also in our hands. We as a people, as the future elderly population of this country, have to make some decisions as well. I firmly believe that we as Canadians need to change our thinking and method of caring for the elderly. One possible solution is that we honor the wishes of our elderly members of society and allow them to stay at home by doing what places like Scotland has done and pouring money into home modifications and home health care as opposed to hospital funding. We're now in 2021. And as I sit at home listening to the news and watching the number of cases of COVID that are still happening after a year, the number of deaths that are occurring with our seniors, it is a confirmation to me that leaving my career as a real estate agent to follow my passion, which is to have a greater impact on the lives of seniors, was the right decision. The ancient Greek physician Hippocrates once said, "Drastic times call for drastic measures." My drastic measure, as I said, was giving up my real estate career and starting Senior Living 411 back in May of 2020. And while many seniors want to stay at home safely, their homes are not equipped to do so. So in preparation for what I see will be a shift in the mindset of seniors, their adult children, and society on the whole, my main objective is to assist families in figuring out what is wrong in the homes of themselves or their loved ones, and what needs to be addressed in order to allow our seniors to be safe in their own homes. I pledge to do so by educating you on what your options are, by equipping you with top-notch information from industry professionals, by ensuring that you are kept up to date, by empowering you. They say knowledge is power. And lastly, by elevating you. Once you know what your options are, you are able to make proactive, educated decisions for you and your loved ones. The Senior Living 411 series is a platform that I created to allow me to have candid, open conversations with industry experts and individuals about topics that matters when it relates to elder care. Our mission is to provide education and resources designed to help people live empowered lives and make informed decisions. On this show, we will pull back the curtains behind the nurses, the PSWs, the lawyers, the physiotherapists, the financial planners, the insurance agents, and several other specialists so that you may get to know them, get to know their why, which then helps you to build trust should you ever need to utilize these services. The shows are broadcasted on the third Sunday of every month and last anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. They're aired on Facebook Live, and they're then repurposed and placed on the Senior Living 411 Incorporated YouTube channel, and also on the Senior Living 411 podcast, which can be found on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Burberry, and much more. We have a wonderful lineup of shows for you on this, our second season. Some of the topics will include the 411 on technology for seniors, the 411 on about living and dying with dignity, on paying for senior living, the 411 on preparing to age in place, on fall prevention, the 411 on avoiding scams, on trust, wills, probates, and guardianship, on knowing how much money is enough, the 411 on healthcare options for seniors, on hospice and palliative care, on home health care and in-home care, the 411 on selling the family home, on communicating with adult children, on decluttering your home, on hearing assessments for seniors, on insurance options for seniors, and so much more. And just so you know, business in the show is called the 411 because 411, what does it mean? What's the 411? The info. So whenever you think of wanting information related to seniors, think about the 411 on senior living and the 411 on the senior living series. November is Fall Prevention Month. And last year I had this audacious goal of having a show every day, which is 30 days for the whole month of November. And guess what? This year, we're doing it again. So mark your calendar and bookmark the calendar on my website, which is theseniorliving411.com, to keep posted on shows that will be happening throughout the year, as well as for the entire month of November. As you can see, we have a lot planned for you. If there's a topic that you would like us to discuss, please send me an email at Desiree@seniorliving411.com. Or if you are a professional that works with seniors and you'd like to be a guest on the show, send me an email with a brief bio about yourself and a link to your website, along with your contact information, and let's talk. I'd like to invite you to join me on Sunday, February 21st for the 411 on cognitive skills and the aging brain. I'll have a special guest, Ms. Carolyn Tinglin, on the show. Carolyn is a geriatric nurse clinician, and she's going to share a wealth of information with us. I'd like to thank you for joining us tonight. And remember that all discussions from season 1 and season 2 can be found on my YouTube channel, on the Senior Living 411 Incorporated channel, or on the Senior Living 411 podcast. And remember to like this broadcast, share this broadcast, or subscribe to this broadcast, and follow the Senior Living 411 Incorporated Facebook page, and join the Senior Living 411 series private Facebook group, where you not only get to hear these things streamed live, these sessions, but you also get specials that any of the people I've interviewed on the show may be having at that time. I want to remind you again, we are in the middle of a pandemic, but this too shall pass. So stay safe, stay healthy, and join us for our next show on February 21st.